All right, guys, I hate to subject you to some Chuck Schumer bullshit, but here we are. I got to do what I got to do. You got to see the lack of leadership from the top Democrats. Now, by the way, before I even get to Chuck, let me just say Hakeem Jeffries really has handled this incredibly poorly. Anytime your commentary on an illegal and offensive war against a country that didn't attack us and a regime change and a kidnapping and an abduction, right? And your reaction starts with, well, you know, that person is a total thug and a gangster and a piece of shit and a dictator and got all these problems. No. Do not feed the logic of your opponent and then veer away at the conclusion. We lived through this with Iraq. What was the point of saying, well, Saddam Hussein is a dictator and he is bad and he is evil and he did all these things, but please don't overthrow him? What the fuck is that? No, come out aggressively and tell the truth. The truth is, we back 73% of the world's dictatorships. Trump snuggles up to Netanyahu on a daily basis. Netanyahu, MBS, these are objectively more dictatorial, worse leaders than Maduro, and we back them, and we fund them, and we love them. So, who the fuck are we, a government led by the fucking Epstein class, Epstein billionaires, pedophile rapists, and we're going to morally judge other countries and be the fucking arbiter of you know, power in the world? We're going to be the world policeman? Fuck that. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. This is illegal. This is offensive. This is a country that didn't attack us. You're not supposed to do fucking war unless there's a direct threat of violence against us. Like, make a real case. So anyway, fuck Hakeem Jeffries for his throat-clearing bullshit. I hated it. And Chuck Schumer, I mean, same shit from him. You know, oh, but Maduro is actually really bad. And then you get stuff like this. Ready? Ron Filipkowski says, Schumer still thinks it's the 1994 Republican Party. And here's Chuck Schumer on Morning Joe. Listen to how he comes out roaring like a lion against Trump.
We have the War Powers Act, which you mentioned.
Right.
I have the right to put that on the floor. Tim Kaine is the sponsor, along with myself and Rand Paul, so it's bipartisan to a degree. And the Republicans must, if there was ever a time they must step up to the plate, this is the time. And they're going to, if they don't, they're going to feel the heat from their constituents.
Well, you talked about the American people.
The same constituents that said they were against bombing Iran, and then as soon as Trump did it, it shot up to 95% of MAGA Republicans that supported it. They're going to feel the heat from them? Is that what they're going to do? They're going to feel the heat from them? Who is this mythical, reasonable Republican that you're appealing to? Bro, I've been looking. Don't say I didn't try to appeal to them myself. I did for years, right? But at some point, you got to call a spade a spade. At some point, you have to say, oh, you're a sadistic, cretinous demon. Like, you actually get off on people being miserable and people being hurt. And your whole politics is based around, I want to hurt the people I don't like, right? At some point, you got to call a spade a spade. What Republican is going to be like, oh, I'm actually very outraged about it? No, it's not going to happen. Guess what? The percentage of people in the country that support what Trump did is 37%. His approval rating is about 37% also. So all the Kool-Aid drinking, terrorist, fascist, death cult members, they are still there. Now, granted, that number has gone down from like 45% all the way down to 37%, and maybe we can get it down to, if we're lucky, 25% or so. But instead of preaching to the people who are like literally your political enemy, who want to like kill you, instead of that, maybe talk to Democrats, maybe talk to liberals, maybe talk to leftists, maybe talk to independents, maybe talk to moderates, maybe talk to apolitical folks. Maybe it's everybody but them. Maybe you should be making a case. No, you don't get it. These people truly are satanic. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. But no, like it's just such a cucked version of politics. Like this attempt to appeal to this mythical, reasonable Republican. Is that how Republicans talk? Do they say, well, there's a lot of Democrats out there that they're going to rise up and they're going to stand for the right thing? No, they call us incorrectly groomers and fredophiles. They call us that. Just so happens the leaders of the Republican Party are actually fredophiles, so we can call them that, and it's real. So it's just incredible. But he's not done. He also gives us his moment. I love this. So remember, Marco Rubio got approved overwhelmingly through the Senate. I think, was it like over 90 votes in favor? It was ridiculous. Like almost every Democrat was like, yeah, we support Rubio. Why? The guy's a fucking colossal neocon imperialist warmonger. Now he's proving exactly that, committing war crimes all over the place. And so he's asked, hey, do you regret voting for him? Listen to this.
Given what's happened here in Venezuela and the actions that Marco Rubio has taken, do you regret your vote to confirm him?
I am deeply, deeply disappointed in Marco Rubio, even before Venezuela, and even more so now.
Well, you shouldn't have fucking voted for him, number one. Number two, the answer is yes. Yes. We've been had, we've been took, we've been bamboozled. We learned the lesson. How about we vote no on all of his little fucking demons? How about we stand up and fight on everything they do? Because I've yet to see, they've been in there for a year, I've yet to see anything they do that's positive. Not a single fucking thing. They're either cutting Medicare, cutting Medicaid, or destroying the social safety net, cutting fucking child cancer research, cutting Meals on Wheels, starting new wars, being insanely corrupt, fucking super funding ICE Gestapo thugs who are committing crimes on a daily basis. So I'm sorry, this toothless fucking shit has got to go. Chuck Schumer has got to resign. AOC should take his spot. AOC should run for the Senate, should replace Chuck Schumer. She should be picked as one of the leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need it. We need it. Like, this Democratic Party has not kept up with the times. The Republicans are running circles around them. Because the other thing is, the Republicans actually have an ideology. Like, their ideology is demonic. It is satanic. It is evil. It is all the worst things you can imagine. But they believe in it. They actually hate trans people. They actually hate black people. You know, they actually hate immigrants. They actually blame those people for all of your problems, right? And so they drive that message home. They drive that narrative home. They got people to follow them based off that. And the Democratic response to that is toothless bullshit. You need to replace their story with the correct story. The correct story is trans people aren't the problem. Black people aren't the problem. Immigrants aren't the problem. The real problem are the billionaires. It's the billionaires and the fascists and the warmongers. Every problem in your life goes back to a billionaire, a fascist, or a warmonger. Every single one. And so we're going to take on the real demons. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fucking tax the billionaires out of existence. How about that? Nobody should be a billionaire. How about that? How about we lock up the fucking fascist criminals and the fascist billionaires that are destroying everybody's lives? How about that? How about Elon Musk gets locked up for illegally cutting pediatric cancer research? How about Stephen Miller gets locked up for being a fucking modern-day Nazi and clearly ordering the rejection of court decisions, saying, I'm not going to abide by that. How about we lock him up for that? How about we lock up Trump for his various war crimes and his various corruption, violating the Emoluments Clause on a daily basis? We need a fucking day of reckoning, bro. We need a day of reckoning. And I don't hear passion. I don't hear that he really believes in fucking anything. I don't hear it. You need to convince me that you give a shit. You need to convince me that you have an ideology and a story and a narrative and you're ready to throw down for that shit. And they don't, so they can't. I mean, it's that simple. It really is that simple. You know, I think back to FDR, the economic royalists, the money changers. He said, I welcome their hatred. They hate me and I welcome their hatred. That's what you should be saying to MAGA. They hate me and I welcome their hatred. If they liked me, I'd be doing something wrong, wouldn't I? Right? You should be using every procedural trick in the book to jam up their entire agenda. You should be immediately impeaching over this illegal war that he waged, where he knows it's illegal. He knows it's unconstitutional. You should be saying, fucking release Maduro. This is absurd. What if China kidnapped our president? Will we just sit there and let them do it? This is crazy. What are we doing? But no. Instead, Democrats, as per usual, laying a chalk outline of themselves on the ground. Step aside. Just step aside. That's all I'm saying. There's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of people out there who actually give a shit about international law, actually give a shit about human rights, actually give a shit about justice, who actually want to stand up to the billionaires and the fascists and the warmongers. There are real fighters out there. Make room for them because you are not cut for this political moment, not even close. All right, guys, that's the show, y'all. Thank you, as always, for listening. You guys know the drill, man. Everybody, please click subscribe and click that bell icon so you get a notification every time a video drops. You can also support the show on Patreon. Remember, this is real independent media, so that helps out a lot. Thank you very much for those of you who do support or even tip with that thanks button on YouTube. That goes a long way also. And thank you to everybody who signs up on KKF to get the full videos of every KKF interview. Graham Plattner this week. Don't miss that. That's going to be an awesome, awesome interview. And go sub to Corin's World, where we do live Kyle and Corin episodes. All right, y'all. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Hey, y'all. Do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.